Wednesday, citing high potential for protest in Abuja. And on the foreign scene, air raid sirens sound across Israel as the US-Israel war on Iran enters the fifth day. Good afternoon and welcome to Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. I am Femi Ojo. The Federal High Court in Abuja has adjourned the alleged terrorism trial of former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and his son, Abdulaziz, till March 10, 2026. The adjournment followed an application by the Director of Public Prosecutions of the Federation, Rotimi Oyedepo, who sought more time to enable the prosecution to adequately study the case file. Oyedepo informed the court that the matter was recently transferred from the Department of State Services to the Department of Public Prosecutions, necessitating time to familiarize himself with the facts. Counsel for the defendant, Adedayo Adedeji, did not oppose the application for adjournment. He, however, urged the court to strike out the case if the prosecution fails to commence trial on the next adjourned date, alleging a lack of diligent prosecution. Ruling on the application, Justice Joyce Abdulmalik adjourned the matter until March 10 for trial and directed the prosecution to open its case on the said date. The African Democratic Congress ADC has criticized what it described as selective enforcement of the law in the handling of legal cases involving two of its prominent members, insisting that justice must be applied evenly and without political bias. In a statement posted on X on Tuesday, the party's National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi said the ADC had been monitoring the ongoing cases involving former Attorney General of the Federation Abubakar Malami and former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. The party stressed that no citizen is above the law, but raised concerns about what it termed inconsistencies in the manner and speed of enforcement actions. The ADC referenced what it described as a recent high-profile case involving allegations of passport forgery, international conspiracy, and impersonation, noting that the accused persons in those matters were granted bail and are standing trial. Malami is currently in custody over allegations of money laundering and financial impropriety during his tenure, while El-Rufai, on his part, is under investigation by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, and the Department of State Services, the DSS. Member representing Aba North, Aba South Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Alex Igweche, has defected to the Labour Party after dumping the All Progressives Grand Alliance APGA. Igweche disclosed this on Tuesday in an interview with journalists after a closed-door meeting with Abia State Governor Alex Oti at the governor's residence in Mvosi, Isialangwa South Local Government area. He explained that his visit was to formally inform the governor of his decision to join the Labour Party and to receive his blessings as the party's national leader. The federal lawmaker, who confirmed that he had resigned from APGA before joining the Labour Party, dismissed the report suggesting that he had joined the All Progressives Congress APC following his recent meeting with President Bola Tinubu. He clarified that he only attended an iftar event hosted by the president and said the visit should not be misconstrued as a defection. And away from politics, the Osun State Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Gotan, has ordered a massive deployment of personnel to border communities and other identified flashpoints across the state. The order was as a result of a nationwide directive by the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, instructing commissioners of police the 36 states to tighten the nation's security architecture. The large-scale operation, which commenced on Tuesday, is part of proactive measures aimed at strengthening the internal security, preventing criminal infiltration, and ensuring residents continue their lawful activities without fear or intimidation. Officers have been strategically positioned in border towns, flashpoints, and other porous locations considered susceptible to criminal activities, particularly areas sharing boundaries with neighboring states. Gorton disclosed that the measures were deliberately designed to forestall possible security threats and maintain the peace currently enjoyed in the state. The General Officer commanding 8th Division, Nigerian Army, and Commander Sector 2 of Operation Fasanyama, Major General Bengba Kogna, has operationalized the deployment of 170 forest guards in the Arewa local government area of Kebbi State as part of a renewed push to strengthen security across vulnerable communities. At a ceremony held on Tuesday at the headquarters, Kangiwa, in Arewa local government area, Kogna also donated key logistics items to boost the effectiveness of the guards who will operate under the control of the Nigerian Army. The support package includes 10 brand new motorcycles, 170 sleeping kits, and essential food supplies aimed at improving mobility, welfare, and operational readiness in the fight against terrorism, banditry, and other criminal activities across Kebbi and the wider northwest region. Major General Kogna said the intervention was designed to enhance rapid response capabilities and sustain field operations, particularly in remote, forested areas often exploited by criminal elements. 5 security officers have been arrested and are said to face prosecution over the alleged involvement in a security breach at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport on February 12 in an incident authorities say involved the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai. In a statement today, authorities confirmed that the arrest followed a joint investigation into what was described as a serious compromise of airport security protocols. According to the statement, the investigation was conducted by the Department of State Services, the Nigerian Immigration Service, the Nigeria Customs Service, and the Federal Ministry of Aviation. The officers were identified as Ayuba Yakubu, SP, Police, Motala Inowa, DSS, Najib Mortala, ASI of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Musa Adamu, Aviation Security, and Saliu Victor. Authorities stated that the officers had confessed to wrongdoing. The statement further confirmed that the suspects have been handed over to the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, for prosecution. On February 12, 2026, security operatives reportedly attempted to arrest El-Rufai upon his arrival from Cairo at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. His passport was said to have been seized, and he reportedly declined to accompany operatives without the presentation of a warrant. In other news, President Bola Tinubu has directed the immediate release of approved funds for the maintenance of Nigeria's space assets in line with the National Space Policy and Program. He reiterated his administration's commitment to the realization of Nigeria's space policy and program as outlined in the revised 25-year roadmap for space development. The president, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, gave the approval on Tuesday during the first meeting of the National Space Council held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. President Tinubu assured that his administration, through the Renewed Hope agenda, is committed to developing the society by engaging relevant human resources for the socio-economic improvement of the nation. The president noted that his administration's investment in the sector are prompted by the opportunities in outer space as a new frontier for human development as a stimulus for increased technological advancement and economic diversification. President Bola Tinubu has nominated Taiwo Oyedele as the Minister of State for Finance, and according to presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga, the former chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms will replace Doris Uzoka Anite. Onanuga disclosed that the president has conveyed the nomination of Oyedele to the Senate for confirmation in a letter to the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. In the meantime, the United States Embassy in Nigeria has cancelled all visa appointments scheduled for Wednesday, citing a high potential for protests in Abuja amid escalating hostilities between the United States and Iran. Disclosing these in a statement via his website on Wednesday, the embassy warned of potential demonstrations in the Federal Capital Territory, calling on American citizens to remain indoors. The warning comes 4 days after U.S.-Israel airstrikes targeted and killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The Medical and Dental Practitioners Investigation Panel has suspended the medical director of the Eurocare Multi-Specialist Hospital, Dr. Tunde Majakodumi, and 2 others after establishing a prima facie case of medical negligence against them in the management of 21-month-old Nkanu Adichie Esege. Nkanu, the son of renowned Nigerian author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Dr. Ivara Esege died on January 7 after receiving care at Atlantis Hospital and undergoing medical procedures at Eurocare Multi-Specialist Hospital in Lagos. Apart from the medical director at Eurocare, the panel also suspended the anesthesiologist at the same hospital, Dr. Titus Ogundare, as well as the chief medical officer at Atlantis Pediatric Hospital, Dr. Atinuke Uwaje. The trio are suspended from medical practice pending the determination of their case by the Medical and Dental Practitioners Disciplinary Tribunal. A statement signed by the secretary of the panel, Dr. Enejo Abdul, also disclosed that the panel, in its findings, also determined that there is a prima facie case of misconduct in the professional respect against 10 other doctors. You are watching Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We'll be right back after this break. Please stay with us.